So, I finally just been able to press the fucking start button or start recording button. And this one's gonna be either a really bullshitty and fucked up episode or it's gonna be a pretty amazing one. But I don't know yet. But I'm gonna see you after the intro. Anyway, because we do what we are supposed to do and we do what we should be doing or something. I don't fucking know. The thing is, before we even go through the episode, I'm willing to talk about 3 things. The first one is the podcast. If you're willing to listen to it as it would be a podcast, because it actually is a podcast, please go down into the description. There is the first link, and the first link is going to lead you to a page where you can also choose where to listen to the podcast on, which might be Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, and all the other different platforms you can choose. And you're probably also going to find the platform where you're normally listening to your podcasts to, on, whatever. I don't know. And the second thing is the notes. If you're willing to have a summary of any episode where I've highlighted some things, where I've been talking about some articles, the notes are basically a summary of all these things and you can just read the video. So please check it out, and maybe you're gonna find something from previous videos and that you've liked and that you enjoy and that you think like, well, let's read it. The third one is music. If you're willing to add some music to the video, then please go down into the description and check out the third link, different playlists, and or just actually different tracks, one playlist. You can just make the experience as you wanted to and adjust it as you wanted to. There's not going to be too loud music, there's not going to be too low volume music, there's not going to be too whatever, because you can choose, But let's go into the episode. So as you can see on the left side of the screen, I actually have to just make it a little bit smaller here. And there's a topic generator. And it starts. It already started so nice with me not just pressing the fucking button, but I think it's just already gonna be just way more fucked up, As you can see, there's a topic, and I've set it to one topic, and there's actually just some things that you can do with it. So as you can see now, like there's added settings. You can just choose to have duplicate, but I don't know why the fuck you would be having something like that, but never mind. Then there's topics, choices, and questions. What are questions? These would be actually pretty fucking funny. I mean, like, let's go through some questions at first, and then let's go through, but I'm only willing to have just, I think 3. Sounds better, I guess. There's actually also other options that, oh, I see. Thanks a lot. So we're gonna go through random questions, and I'm gonna be able to just come up with some self-development and self-improvement ideas based on these things. Hopefully, I guess. I'm not quite sure about that though. I really am not. But we'll see. Let's set it to 3 and let's press enter. So the first question is, how many pairs of shoes do you own? I actually don't know, but I have quite a bunch of shoes. Like, if you can see like the little, I don't even know what it is called. Like, it starts with not knowing the vocabulary. There's a little thing just where all my clothes is on, and there's actually all of my shoes in it. Besides the things besides the shoes that I've just been wearing, whatever it might be. Because they're dirty, of course, I'm not gonna have them in my fucking room. And I'm also not normally just having shoes on. So like, I'm just only having my socks here, because like, why? I do not understand why some people, like, I can understand it is convenient, to always have your shoes on and to always just be in your home and be in your house with your shoes. But I kind of feel like it's not that of a clean thing, if I'm just outside and going into my house and whatnot. So I'm just doing it with socks. I just know that some cultures are doing it differently, but I'm doing it in this way. But I'm probably gonna have 12 pairs of shoes. Like, I think it is actually a pretty good idea to just have some shoes that you can use for certain things, in terms of you can just use them for multiple things, which might be various different things, whatever it might be, in terms of that's fine, thanks. For example, just having some suit shoes, if they are called like this, which I'm not quite sure of. I think actually not, but but never mind. The thing is, use them, and you can also use them for something else. It's not only for your suit, but then you're having shoes for your suit. Maybe you're gonna have 2 different pairs of them, or you're gonna just have some sneakers, but not always just some funky ones, but some clean ones, whether it is white or whether it is black, so that you can also wear it with the suit, for example, so that you do not even have to just have so many shoes. Like, this is my goal, not having just too many things, just because it's, first of all, way too fucking expensive sometimes, and second of all, it is just, at least for me, I hate shopping. I just don't like it because I'm never ever finding something that I would actually like to have. Some sorta. Therefore, I just also do not like to go shopping and get some new shit and whatnot, so I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that, and I also do not want to spend my money on that. Like, this is another just big factor for me, at least. But I think, I don't know, just being smart with the things that you're buying, whether you have a lot of money or you have not a lot of money, I think it just makes sense to some degree, you know, whether it is about shoes or whether it is about something else, it would make sense, you know, and like the materialistic bullshit there is also not that of an important thing. The second one is, have you ever seen a ghost? I don't think so. I really don't. I hope not. So yeah. If you had to swap lives with someone famous, who would you choose? I mean, like, if it would be for always, then I wouldn't actually. Just because, like, of course, you know, it is pretty easy to just swap lives with somebody that is already successful and already famous and already whatnot. But I don't want that, you know. It's the exact same thing as I do not want to win in the lottery. You know, I don't want to have the money. I want to work for the fucking money and I want to just gain it myself. I do not want to win it. You know, it is not like, I think it wouldn't satisfy me. You know, it wouldn't be that amazing. I would just, you know, I'm hoarding my fucking money in my fucking room. I'm not doing anything with my money. And I do not even know what I should be just doing with my money with. Yes, English. Now, I literally don't know what I should be doing with my money. Of course, I mean, like, I could be buying some new shit. I could be buying a camera, like, because this camera is just a complete piece of shit. Like, it really is. You know, I could also be buying myself a microphone. But I think just the things that I'm using at this point in time are quite fine. You know, they're not good by any means, but they are quite fine. So why should I be just using my money for something that I do not really need? And there is nothing else that I do not really need. You know, there's nothing that I just kind of need. Like, I'm having everything. The only things that I'm wishing for is that whatever I'm doing right here, so the podcast, that this is working. Like, I want it to work. Like, that there are some people that are watching it and whatnot. But I mean, like, I have to work for that. And it is what it fucking is. Therefore, like, yeah, there's really nothing that I'm just also wishing for. Besides besides health, success in this kind of sense or in just another sense, you know. But in terms of money, like, I don't know. I don't need money, I guess, kind of. But yeah. Let's see if there's some other questions, you know, let's see what, so I wouldn't, you know, my answer is I wouldn't. How many pairs of shoes do you have? Well, thanks. If you had to change your name, what would you choose? I would choose my name. Do you swear often? Yes, I fucking... Yes, I fucking do. And I don't know actually why. The thing is, I'm not only doing this in English, but I'm also doing that in German. And I think it is just how I speak, some sorta. Like, in some different environments, I can just really choose how I'm speaking. Like, if I'm just talking to an authority, whatever, then I'm obviously not gonna swear. I'm not gonna be like, whoa, this is a piece of fucking shit there. But like, if I'm just talking to my friends, if I'm talking to my girlfriend, if I'm talking to sometimes you know, when I'm talking to my parents, I'm also just trying to not swear, you know. And also when I'm on the internet, then I'm also just swearing, even though I kind of think about not doing it anymore. Not necessarily just because of just the monetization thing and sponsorships thing, but I don't know, just because, maybe just because one episode to just learn it, how to speak without using any swear words, because I think I haven't been doing this since ever, actually, I guess. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm not quite sure though. I am really not quite sure. Well, let's see. Have you ever dyed your hair? I have. I really have. And I wouldn't suggest so, you know, because like, I mean, at first it might just really look good, but after some while it just probably is gonna look just pretty shitty, actually. You know, especially if you're dyeing all your hair, then of course, like, just you always have to re-dye it and whatnot. But it is like, yeah, don't do it. It is also a pretty unnecessary thing. And I also just actually have to say that most often I feel like that people do not really look better just because they dyed their hair. You know, even if it's about gray hair, even if it's about white hair, you're getting old, whatnot. I actually do find men more attractive with gray hair, you know, when they're looking older and shit. I don't actually know why, you know, I really don't, but I just think and feel like that. But yeah. What is your favorite board game? I would say, like, I do like chess and also Nine Man's Morris or whatever it is called. I don't know. Yeah, I like them. You know, why maybe? I don't know. Like, I think it's about the strategic part there. It is about it not being that easy. It is about it just involving some skill, you know, because you actually need fucking skill to be good at playing chess, and you have to use your brain and all those things. Like, it is indeed something that you can learn to do, to just do in a good sense or way or whatever it might be. But I think, like, I think it's a pretty cool game. I think it is a pretty good game. And it is like, and I think it might also be showing you, like, just, you know, it might just also learn you some things that you can also use in different parts of life, which is definitely something as well that I have also seen is working general in life. So working in general in life, because, I mean, if you're just, I don't know, if you're just learning something about mechanics, for example, or engineering or programming or something like that, you might be able to just use this knowledge to maybe also work in physics. just because of the maths part there, of the calculations part there, or calculating part there, or just some other shit, like being able to see things as you just really have to when you're designing something, or if you're willing to design something that's hopefully going to be great in the end, or not, maybe also hopefully, just because failure is also something that's actually quite important, I do not even want to be like, well, you have to fail, and failing is good, but I mean, if you don't fail, it's also good, isn't it? If everything works out, which is not going to be the case always, but if some things work out, then it is fine as well. Like, I don't want you to just basically fail on purpose. This wouldn't make any fucking sense. Like, why? Literally, why? Why would you be doing something like that? Why would this make sense? Because it actually wouldn't. On the other hand, it is like, if you're designing something, which is kind of the point that I was willing to make, if you're designing something and you actually have to see things, then you're probably also going to be able to be more aware in life in general, because if you're designing something or drawing something especially as well, you really have to just keep attention to whatever you're drawing, of course. And most often it is the case, or it is actually the case, that drawing is not really about your skills of drawing. It is definitely also a part. It might be not a huge one, but it is definitely also a factor that leads you to being able to draw better and more fancy and more realistic and whatever you're willing to do. Technique definitely also just makes something, or definitely is a factor as well. But on the other hand, it is like, if you are just able to see things, because drawing is actually about seeing things and recognizing things and seeing how, for example, if you talk about lights and shadows, if you're not able to see them or recognize them, then you're not going to be just that good at drawing, and you're going to have a hard time drawing, because it is an essential part to making something realistic, for example, or something realistic. Not necessarily hyper realistic, but of course, when you're also just drawing a character and the light is off and the shadows are also off, then it's not going to look as nice as with good shadows or with correct quote unquote shadows. So therefore, just this could also be a good thing for just other parts in life, and I've seen this as well. Like, I don't know, have you ever been to Africa? No, I haven't. I've only been like to a few countries, not to that many countries, to be honest, and also continents. I've only been on the what the fuck is going on the European continent, or Eurasian, whatever you want to call it, actually. Or have I? I think that's quite it. I think I've never ever been to another just continent up to this point. No, I haven't. Which is also not that of a pity, I guess. It's like, fine, it is what it is. Have you ever been to a Renaissance fair? I don't know what a Renaissance fair is, therefore I'm gonna pass that. Have you ever sewed your unsued the last seam's stitch? I think I have. Just because of school, because it's something that you apparently have to learn. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? The last time I've eaten an ice cream is just a long fucking time ago. Therefore let's actually switch to topics. And let's see what what these are all about. Let's test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just take 7 clicks and let's see. Accordions. I don't know what an accordion. Is it what I think it is? I'm actually not quite sure. A musical instrument played by stretching and squeezing with the hands. Yes, accordions. I know nothing about accordions. Torture. I know nothing about torture as well. Let's actually take 3, because it's way too much. Salvation Army, dogs, and Native Americans. What I've seen with dogs and what I've seen with people in general, and also people talking about, for example, Gary Vee, is that you either really like people or you really like animals. And I know people that really like animals, and up to this point, I'm not quite sure about who I am. Whether I like dogs or animals or pets more than I like human beings, or if it is vice versa, or if it is just about something else. I don't know. And I also don't know how to figure that out, because the thing is, or just a fact is that I'm actually a little bit feared in terms of like cats and dogs and all these things. Like I don't like them in terms of like, I'm feared. Yeah. And it's like, but does that then mean that I do not like them, but I do like people therefore? Because I actually like people. Like, there's a bunch of people that I really, really, really deeply love, just besides people that I really, really love, if you just know what I mean. But yeah, Native Americans. Return. Rabbits, hurricanes, and socialism. Socialism, actually, there's quite something interesting, because I've recently been going through an article about socialism and or capitalism as well, and it's been from the CNBC makeit.com site, and it's been all about just really, really, really rich people and also relatively famous. I'm not quite sure about that, but they definitely all were pretty rich, and they've all been talking about or have been questioned about socialism, how the economy is gonna be in a year, and like some sort of these questions, and what they think about capitalism explicitly and all those things. Like, it's been a relatively interesting article to have a look at, and a lot of people said like, well, capitalism is something good, and capitalism helped the United States to just be where they are at this point in time, which is definitely going to be the truth, I guess. But for example, I think Warren Buffett said that the United States is going to switch from capitalism to socialism very soon. Whether it is 2026, I think he said, or 2050, they're gonna change, which is something that's pretty interesting, And I also have to say, like, it is a little bit of a fucked up thing, at least it is in Austria the case, that capitalism is something that has a relatively just negative connotation attached to it. And I don't know, like, I think, like, maybe I do not understand the whole point of capitalism that much, It could also be the case. I'm not quite sure about that. But I think it is like not something that bad. It's not something like just evil bad or something. I kind of think it is okay, isn't it? I'm not quite sure about that, though. But yeah. Spiritism bears... Oh, it's not working. I like it. That's fine. Spiritism, bears, and laundry. I hate doing the laundry, kinda. Therefore, I'm also not doing it. I actually should be. The fuck. This is always something that I'm forgetting about. Like, there's a bunch of things that I'm always forgetting about, some kinda. Like, just like doing the laundry and like just tidying up my room, like all these things that I do just not think about, and I also do sometimes not really think are necessary for me to do, especially if it is about just my fucking room. Not tidying it up. Of course, it's not going to be something for all the people around me, especially my mother. Like, she hates that. But the thing is, like, it is a pretty great way for me to just save a lot of fucking energy by not fucking tidying up my room. And I've actually been talking about this on the other episode I've been recording today, and it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, it is actually one of the things that I do just don't do, kinda. Let's see. Smoking, I don't smoke, but I have, in terms of like just once or twice or something. Can you please work now? It would actually be amazing. Well, yeah, it is what it is. Like, but I think I have actually been ill afterwards the next day. Like, we have been smoking, I think it's called hookah, when I'm not quite sure, or not quite wrong here. I'm just just having a look at the words smoking, cemetery, and breastfeeding. So, what you're gonna do with these three words? The thing is, like, stop smoking. It's only something that is gonna feel good and nice, and it's gonna be a lot of pleasure in the short term, but it's gonna be a fucked up situation when you're older, and when everything is fucked up and shitty, and your life is fucking bad because you're having cancer, because you're not able to breathe any longer. You're not able to do any fucking thing just because your lung isn't working as it should be working, and therefore also other organs are also not working as they should be working, which is a huge problem. It really indeed is a huge problem. Therefore, it's like, go for the long term. Not only when it is about smoking, when it is about smoking and or actually not smoking as well, but if it is about just everything, go for the long term rather than the short term, because it's most often it's just gonna be better. It's just gonna be better. So let's see. I think the last try. Golf. I've never played golf, by the way. Farmers markets and paper boys. Let's take another one. Canoes, it reminds me on Seth Godin because he is canoeing. I don't know how often, and I don't know if it is like a hobby of him or whatnot, but he did it, and he also did it on a podcast. Typewriters and turtles. Typewriters. I don't like the font typewriters, even though it can sometimes kind of look okay. It just really is a font that you can use just once in a year or something, some kinda. And turtles. Nah. Boxing, soccer, and police. Do some sports. This is the point now. Do some sports. Do something and move your fucking body, because it is fucking important. Please do that. Please really try to do something like that. Please just really try to move your body, do something healthy for your body, and care about your fucking body. Because, and it is also something that I've been hearing yesterday, Warren Buffett saying, which is, you're only having one body and one mind. And you should actually take care of it. You really should, because you're having one fucking body and one fucking mind in your fucking life. Therefore, just do something for it. And do something for your mind, and also do something for your body. Even if it might not be easy, but the thing is, I'm not saying you should be fucking working out 7 times a week. I'm not saying that, you don't have to. But working out 3 times or 4 times could be something that's amazing for your body and also for your mind, which is a funny thing. Like, sports can do quite a lot for you, and also healthy nutrition. Think about that. Really, really, really think about that. But with that being said, like, the problem that I'm having with these things is that I don't know if it is a good thing to do. I don't know if it is smart to go through something and make something out of it. Like, of course, I needed to record another video. And it's been the first thing that I've been able to come up with. Kinda, I've actually, first of all, been thinking about playing 9 Man's Morris, but the game sucked and I didn't want to play it any longer, which is, like, sad. But now, like, I don't know, like, I maybe I have to read a book or something in terms of, like, getting new information, getting new things to talk about. Maybe I do just need some inspiration. Maybe I have to look for some things. And of course, the articles are doing a pretty great job at that, and also just whatever either other things that I might be quote unquote reviewing, also books, of course. But yeah, I hope it's been a good episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it was a little bit entertaining, just at least. And I also hope that I've been able to just show you some things and show you some ways and show you some new perspectives. But yeah. And about the police, it's not ACAB. Not necessarily. But yeah. With that being said, I wish you the best health, wealth, happiness, and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remember and remind yourself how you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy. But yeah, 3 other questions that I'm having for you are, why are you here? Which is the first one. What are you trying to change? Which is the second one. And what is bothering you the most? Which is the third one. And think about these 3 questions and just try to figure out your purpose with these questions, because I think they're just doing it pretty good. And also just maybe figuring out a business idea. Could also be the case. But yeah. I'm going to see you the next time. Bye.